This is the Master Rubric and General Course Overview for MB6600, our Leveraging Human Capital course. This class has 5 performance indicators, and these 5 areas are the big buckets of human resources and the way we're going to go through the content. So your first performance indicator are laws and policies. And this is a catch-all performance indicator that covers a lot of policies and topics that aren't large enough to cover weeks of content, but do need to be discussed, such as trends, laws, unions, employee safety, employee privacy, and diversity. So these topics are all lumped together for your performance indicator 1 score. And if you remember from our syllabus discussion, each of your performance indicators is worth 18% of your final grade. So all of these will be, as I grade them, I'll put comments in about what you did well for content and technical components. I'll give you a score from 0 to 4.0, and then I'll tell you the MSOE letter grade that corresponds with that. Your scores will then be averaged into your performance indicator score. So that's how you'll know if you hit mastery level for your first performance indicator, which is laws and policies. Our second performance indicator is staffing. Staffing is a huge component of human resources. It is from everything from how do we find candidates to how do we select them, job descriptions, job duty analysis, hiring, staffing, selection, testing. How do we manage our employees? How do we discipline our employees? How do we fire our employees? This is a large section, and we're going to cover that through assignments and discussions. Those again will be averaged for your performance indicator 2 score. The third performance indicator is benefits and compensation. This is one of the most technical aspects of our course. You need to understand corporate strategy, industry and regional trends, and supply and demand to understand compensation. As employees, we normally just care about our salary and the 1 or 2 benefits that were mandatory for our lives and where we were at. The company has to factor in many more factors. What kind of talent are they trying to attract? What budget do they have? Are they in a high competing market or a low competing market? So we're going to go through those again through assignments and discussions. We're also going to discuss a couple of trends in compensation in that third performance indicator. Performance indicator 4 is, okay, we've hired them, we're paying them. How are we going to develop and advance them? So what is the growth? What is the development? How are we testing that they're actually doing what we're paying them to do? What is the review process like? In this section, we go over a couple of models, a couple of strategies, and then we're going to put together a technique for a job on how they should be reviewed. That's our 4th performance indicator. Our last performance indicator is a case study. You are going to take everything you learned in the first 8 weeks and apply it and analyze a company of your choosing. A big portion of this assignment is interviewing an HR leader. I put a couple of limitations on who you can talk to for your HR leader assignment. It has to be an HR director over multiple disciplines. This person is going to be busy, guaranteed. You need to make sure that you start planning immediately for who you're going to talk to. If you work at a very small company, you might not be able to find a director, which I further clarified as a manager of managers. They might have the title of senior manager. If you have a small company where you don't have anyone that is that level, your VP of HR has 2 people under them and their direct reports. Email me, tell me who you're thinking about, why you think it would work, and then any concerns that you have. You will lose major points if you choose somebody that does not meet these requirements. A payroll specialist is not going to be able to talk with you about discipline. They're only going to tell you, well, we pay people every 2 weeks. This is how we do the timestamp. You need to make sure that they can talk to you about multiple disciplines of human resources. So this assignment, like I said, will take planning. You need to look ahead. But this case study is really going to allow you to apply everything we've learned and analyze a company, which should bring it all together for you mentally, and everything that we've learned, how is a company that you're familiar with using this information and applying it. And that's your fifth and final performance indicator. So through this rubric, you will get every assignment you turn in, you'll get this back, and it is a Trina rubric Excel file. And it will have the comments and notes for the whole entire performance indicator. And you'll get that back every time you turn in an assignment, so you can see where you stand in the class. If you have any comments about the rubric or how the class is laid out, please contact me.